and welcome to all of you. I'm sure you've enjoyed having a chat to some of the collaborators that you might not have met before. It's great to have so many people from so many different groups come together at the same time. We often have that at London, but there are a few people here that have been here that aren't actually collaborators. So make sure you talk to them before they escape and before they go. I've got 3 hits. You've got no badges today. Can you remember everybody's name without badges?
I was struggling.
So today Erkan is going to introduce you to Engage, which is our commercial proposition. If you've been at a meeting recently, you will have heard us talk about it in the updates. And it is something, yes Christopher?
Sorry, what's a proposition?
It's been a while.
Depends how much money's on the table.
Be very, very careful with that word.
Okay, well, wait 45 minutes and you'll find out, and you'll explain it all.
And if you don't like that one, we'll find you another one.
Yeah, we'll propose to you.
Be careful with the word offering.
Ooh, okay.
He's had half a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Only half the water.
Dangerous.
It's going to be like that, they're a tough crowd already. So I just want to say to you that from our perspective, Erkan and I, this has been a long time coming, because when we started out in the beginning, 2012, when we first met, before we even invited anybody to the very first meeting, this is the thing that we were talking about. But you cannot have a collaborative consultancy until you have a community that you collaborate with. And it's taken us this time to build a community, create the culture with the core values, but we can now have the essence into our commercial proposition, offering, however you want to call it. So I'd like you to take the opportunity today to really enjoy what you're going to hear, really feel if it's something that you want to be part of. Is it right for you? And it isn't, as we always say in BeCollaboration, it's not going to be right for everyone. If it's something that you feel that your value, your genius, your sweet spot could shine in this space, then please take the opportunity. Don't make us push you for it. Don't make us say, oh, I think you really should get involved. If you think there's an ounce of you that wants to get involved with this, you have to run with all your might and grab it with both of your hands and make the most of everything. This is what BeCollaboration is all about. This is just one of the opportunities you're going to come across at every BeCollaboration meeting. Some of them will whiz over your head, and some of them you can grab. I'd love you to grab this one, because I think this is going to be special. And I'm going to hand over now to Erkan, who's going to explain everything.
Can we just ignore this? Sure, thank you. Do you know what? I've not felt nervous in a long time. And some of you have seen my last 9BNO from June and July. I know those who haven't seen it. I've had a real challenging period the last 9 months. I said to my wife, I've had a real challenging 6 months. She goes, 6 months? You mean 18 months? Finding yourself and then expressing it is probably one of the biggest gifts we can give ourselves. Yeah, there we go. Finding yourself and then expressing it authentically is probably one of the biggest challenges we have in life. Finding that and then knowing you're out there already and people are listening to you like that's who you are has a whole different tone to it. Something I'm learning about is what people expect of me now that I've opened my mouth. Do you get that? You've opened your mouth, you've put it out there, now people are going, come on then, let's do it. I'm in. And then you go, oh, okay, Colin. And then they start asking questions. How's that going to work? You haven't thought about this. And that bit isn't going to be right, and that bit doesn't work. And we start getting advice. Everyone, who are the advice givers? No, you put your hands up. The advice givers. And I say, you should, you don't want to do it like that, you want to do it like that. And we're like, Jill and I are going. And then you've got the ones that are sitting in the stadium, cheering you on and going, yeah, go on, you can do it, go. This is not that space. And in my own evolving and my own transformation, I've had to really look at who I am for myself and who I am for this community. And it's been really challenging. So on that night, it's been a really challenging time. Do you get that? I've not got it all worked out. But it wouldn't be collaboration if I did. If if I had it all worked out and I've got a great opportunity for everybody, come along, we've worked everything out, we've answered all the questions, all you've got to do is come in and fit in. There would be nothing for you to do. You wouldn't be collaborating, you'd be a client or a customer or a joinee. And in BeCollaboration, we practice letting people get involved. Sometimes hard to hear, sometimes challenging for us and you. So I want to thank you for everything you've done, everything you've been involved in, the amount of times you feel like you're pulling your hair out, or it's been delightful, it's been wonderful. All of that has got us this far. Okay? So thank you for being here today. Now we know it's called BeCollaboration, and we know it's inspiring collective action, but this is the very first pop-up. And what does it say? In business. Business and commercialising and making viable the talents in the community has been at the core of this from day one. It was always part of it. It was never not part of it, and it was what I was doing pretty much before I met Jill. Finding good people, connecting with them, showing them how I work, finding out how they worked, and they said, come and help my clients. To the detriment of my own income sometimes. You know? I'll bring someone in to work with my clients, and my clients would say, can we put you on hold, Erkan, while we work with Vanessa? And I'd be like, it was the right thing to do. And I made that mistake once, and then I did it again, just to prove it. And the person who did it the second time and got the business and I was put on the side, said to me, why don't you send me in under your banner? Then you're doing the right thing and you're not losing business. And I said, that's really complicated. Having a multi-discipline team with multi-skills, and we're going to go to businesses and we'll say, we can help you with any problem you've got because we've got the talent, is major. There's a lot of things to work out, there's a lot of detail, and I'm not the detail guy. Anyone here know that? Anyone? Is that a surprise for anyone? So if you're sitting here thinking, I've worked it all out and I'm going to present this to you, or Kay and I have been working on it, Jill and I have been working on it in the background, everybody's had a part of this in one way or another. It isn't that. Okay. But I do want to share something with you. This, oops, that shouldn't have gone. This is probably the second meeting we had in the early days for BeCollaboration. Naresh, do you remember that? Yeah, you're in there somewhere. Familiar faces, right? And we were talking about these things back then. And the early days looked like that. The early days are people sitting around looking confused and trying to work out what is it you're trying to do and what you're trying to say, and we can't do that, that's impossible, that's going to be great. And it had these kind of emotional waves of up and down and up and down. And we've been on that journey since. And that face that Jill's got there is one I see more and more often than I should. And you know, we were... that one there as well.
The size of made you collars, doing a Harry Hill impression.
Yeah, so that's what it was like. Now, the difference between then, we didn't even have a membership proposition back then. There was nothing to join. There was nothing. There was just us talking about this idea of getting great people in a room and let's do great things together. And that really hasn't changed that much. So that was the early days. So what I want to ask you, I've written some things here already. Collaboration, yeah, great in theory, but, right? Great in theory. What are the frustrations that you've experienced around collaboration, joining forces, whether within BeColl or outside of BeColl? But just trying to do things with other people. What do you come up with? What do you come up against? Just getting things done.
Running
Yeah.
out of steam.
Running out.
Great ideas and then they'll fizzle.
Fizzle. So, like a spark, you know my nickname at parties was Sparkler. I'll be like, pass that in the corner, yeah. So there's this idea of something amazing, some potential, and then it just doesn't seem to reach where you want it to go. What else?
People get greedy.
People get greedy.
They want too much money and there's not enough in the pot.
Yes, yes. So let's get all together and everyone...
You start falling out with them because they want more and more.
Yeah. So values, expectations of each other. Great.
People not pulling their own weight.
People not pulling their weight.
Yeah.
Is there a theme here with that? Anyone? Yeah? Are you not all pulling the weight?
Yeah.
And it's all them lot that aren't pulling the weight, right? Cool, great, okay, got it.
Well, we're here, aren't we?
Yes.
Where's the rest of them?
Yeah, well,
Clarity.
clarity. Say a bit more.
Some people put in and others take.
Yes, so takers. So we want to collaborate with people. We have best of intentions. And you feel like they're taking more than and I'm giving here. And then you go, well, you know what, forget this, right?
If they get a bit bossy and want it their way and are not open to new ideas, different ideas, they just want other people to just sort of follow them.
So collaboration is really, I'm in charge, and we'll call it collaboration.
Yeah, or it's an alignment of where you've got to decide what it is that you're trying to achieve. You've got to agree on which way you're going.
So getting agreement
Yeah.
is not always easy.
Yeah.
Hidden agendas.
You or them? Them. Yeah?
Always there.
Well, it's always them, right? So you can see that for human beings to collaborate, especially our generation, especially the ones that have been at the mercy of the fear, scarcity, competition paradigm, is it's not easy. There's a lot of inbuilt, ingrained programming, cultures, values. There's a lot to manage and mitigate when you're going to get people to do something together in a freelance way. So if we were in a business and I owned the business and you all worked for me, trust me, collaboration would be a lot easier because I'll tell you to go collaborate, listen to Colin, he's in charge, you lot do what he says, and we're collaborating. That's not collaboration though, is it? All right? So we're all independent. We're all freelance individuals with different skill sets, different talents, different cultural backgrounds, different histories, different values, different ways of seeing how things should be done. And then we're dealing with left brain, right brain. So you've got the detail people that want all the process and the detail and all the detail and all the detail and more detail and detail. And then you've got the ones who go, hey, we can change the world, look. It's amazing, you're amazing, I love you.
No, I'm detail, we've changed.
But in that simple example of a left and a right brain, we both know it's a mixture of both, isn't it? This is what I came up with. Any of those stand out?
Yeah.
Anyone feel I've missed anything? Which one did you see, Colin? The one at the bottom. It's okay, Jill's okay.
You turn that one around.
Do you know how it leaves us feeling? It leaves me feeling it's heartbroken. For here I go again, another romance. I'm going to collaborate with some people, we're going to do something, and it just, somehow we're not getting as far as we want to get. Now, Jill pointed out something today in the car, because Jill's really smart. She's like, look all the things we have got. We've got this, we've got that, we've got that, we've got this, we've got that, we've got that, we've got... We didn't have all of them not long ago. We had nothing. We had just some madman and some woman that got together and decided they were going to do stuff. So that's... Always look on the bright side. She's taken that role on more and more recently. Right, so I want to know, what works? Why are you here?
Because we love you and Jill and each other. And we want to do...
Listen, I'll take that, but I want to... I love that. And yeah, okay, I'll take that. But I want to say park that for a sec. Like, take it out of the personal. Right, take it out of the personal for now. And I really do accept that. I'm not resisting it. Why are we still here? Why are you here?
It's an open, honest space.
Okay.
I
Is it?
really want to believe there's a different way of doing things. Yeah. I want to believe that. And I want to do as much as I can to make that happen.
So you still have a vision of things can be another way, and you want to play a part in that. You want to, in your zone, and I know you well enough to know in your flow, in your genius. In this
and with other people who also believe that. Exactly.
So do you believe that?
Yeah. I think, collaboration is... I've been involved in other groups that have tried to do collaborations and it's never worked. To collaborate, we have to be better human beings to come together. If we come together in that spirit, then we actually make the world a better place, and that's why it's worth pursuing.
Oh,
Yes.
I couldn't put...
Because that's at the heart of it
Yeah,
all.
I couldn't put it better. Does anyone want to add to that?
There's a difference between true collaboration and just doing a JV with someone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Where is the intent coming from?
Yeah, for sure. I haven't defined collaboration in this presentation, but to remind you, what we say collaboration is humanity at its best, and where three people come together and create something of value that makes a difference that would otherwise not exist. So actually, our gifts become combined and we can give something to the world in a way that we couldn't have done on our own. And I'm saying now, there's loads of things you can do on your own. There's loads of things you don't need collaboration for. Go do those things. Great, and you'll do those anyway. But if you want to collaborate, the possibilities are incredible. And I think that's what I think shook in me this last 9 months. And I had a clearing with Jill today And I said, I don't know if I really can see it anymore. I've lost sight that we can really do it. And putting this presentation together has been asking me what's missing in me that can make the difference. What am I not providing? Where am I missing something? And I think you're right, Colin. I'm not going to say forces you, but enables you to ask the question, how can I be the best version of me that I can be? And having a community to be accountable to and accountable for, because we're all accountable for this, is calling me into being where I could easily give up. And I feel all those other stuff. So great.
So why did you ask yourself what you're missing?
Well,
Because that's coming from lack.
Well,
you're already bringing a lot. What you want is the stuff to come. We have to bring. We bring what we bring. It's not what we haven't got. It's what we bring to the table that matters.
Okay.
But if what you say is true, and it is, but as far as we understand, collaboration is about being a better human, that there is always going to be somewhere in us that needs attention, healing, growth, whatever. So even day by day, I'll go to bed at night and I go, right, great, yeah, good job, girlfriend, and then you wake up the next day and it's like, right, okay, where's the next, because it's never done, so I totally get what you're saying, but actually we have to look at, as well as growth on the bright side, we have to look at where when we wake up the next day, where's the next hole, where's the next thing that needs
How
to be.
can you be even more awesome?
Yeah, because we're constantly evolving, so there's a huge platform that arises.
I agree with all that, but do you have to have a lack in you in order to combine you with other people to create something bigger?
No, but it's about constantly evolving and growing with it as well as going with it. Because as soon as we get to the point where we go, great, I'm done, I think I'm all right.
No, what I put Dirk at was he's like, collaboration's not working. So what am I not bringing to it? Well, you're already bringing stuff.
Can I leave you with that? Because we could go on, right? Yeah.
There's a gap.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
No. Okay. Right.
The simple reason why I'm here is because the commercial aspect of this is where the biggest difference is going to make. It's the leverage that we get from coming in. Each one of us making a difference is great and does work, but engage versus BeCollaboration for me it's the leverage.
Okay. Great.
So how can we be the best that we can be to help take away the pain in business organisations so that they can be the best that they can be?
Exactly.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Did anyone run that down?
He's already seen the presentation. Okay, so our intention is to attract and harness talent, technical skills, and align with like-hearted people with shared vision, values, and abilities. By sharing knowledge and innovating, we can combine our specialist skills and we can create dynamic and distinctive offerings. Pioneering collaborative endeavours that impacts businesses, organisations and people's lives that would otherwise not exist. Delivering outstanding service that makes a long-term positive impact on our clients' businesses and lives. Okay? So that's what we've come up with. Again, this isn't final stuff, this is an introduction. So what I've noticed, the problem, going back to, if you like, the reason BeCollaboration exists, is let's say the circles are us. We're out there, and I'm pretty sure that everybody here is either a lone ranger, independent, freelance kind of small operator, right? And what I noticed going around in that space as well, because I always ran businesses. So prior to being a lone ranger coach, I used to have upwards of like between 30 and 45 people working for me. So there was always a load of people there ready and customers already there that I was going in to deal with. So I didn't have that experience of atomization or being diluted or dispersed. And all that amazing talent just spread out everywhere. And I think more and more people are coming out of corporate. The internet is allowing us to do things in our little rooms on our own, in a little cafe in Starbucks. And yet we feel lonely. We feel like, well, if I only knew how great I was at what I do. And I thought, well, I'm going to find those people and help them be found. And I remember one of the early conversations I was having with Jill and Beige, especially in the early days, I said, look, you're doing blogs, you're doing emails, you're networking, we're all doing the same thing to get a bit of business, and then we're writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune, and then we're in this kind of, it's like never-ending, what's it called? Yes, exactly. And then, there's always the latecomers. So the idea was these building blocks are free. This has been an integral part of this from day one. We start, and the metaphor I used to use in the early days, I'm going to repeat for probably some of those that haven't heard it. I remember seeing this program about how do you build a planet. And it said, well, the way you build a planet is you get lumps of little dusts. A little bit of dust, a little bit of dust, a little bit of dust, and they clump together, and then they attract another little bit of dust, another bit of dust, and you get a rock. And then the rock starts attracting other bits of dust, and then suddenly you get a certain mass, a certain momentum, and then that starts to attract more people. There's a certain momentum we've built already that is starting to attract people that are not connected to me or Jill, or even accomplices that run meetings. People will turn up in a meeting and we're like, we don't know who they are, where they came from, but they're here, right? And the idea is that actually, as you build that mass, it starts to create a gravity. And that gravity starts to attract more people. So you need a certain tipping point for it to start to be self-perpetuating, right? And that's been part of our mission from day one. So as we start to attract and connect with each other, as we share knowledge, we start to create community. And we've got that. We're all experiencing that. You know, we turn up at a BColl meeting and they go, oh, okay, we've seen you. We noticed that, Jill and I. On the way home, we go, good, did you see what was there? They're sweet. Aren't they lovely? Aren't they lovely, except Beiju?
Oh, you didn't say that because he's not here.
I'm going to send him this bit. I'm going to just do that bit. But we love Beiju. Beiju's been long way. He's in India. That's what he says. That's how far he'll go away to not be here today. So can we see the dynamic? Has everyone kind of experienced that within BeCollaboration? That, you know, even if your journey's been quite short, you can start seeing people are starting to come and go, what's going on here then? And what's it all about? And, you know, through the platform, the podcast and all the stuff we're doing, the book and everything, is starting to make a certain wave and people are responding. And as we've been doing that, that's been building up momentum. And it creates opportunity to connect, to learn, grow and nurture. So in that space, we've been nurturing each other's talent and abilities. Jerry gave, I tell you, the most gorgeous Genius slot the other week. I loved it. Have you watched it yet?
I didn't want to watch it.
It was lovely. I think it was beautiful. And I'll tell you why it's beautiful, because, you know, as if you like, as the people that are committed to growing the community in the way we are, we're looking at how people are evolving. Is it really working? Are we seeing a difference in people? Is it our imagination? But it isn't, Jerry. You are not the person we met. And the things you were saying in front of the room at the last Surrey meeting are not the things that I think you were saying when we met. And I say well done to you, and it makes us very proud. So as that happens, as these human beings start to hatch and break through those barriers, whether they're lack related or their inner wisdom or whatever it is, we've called it genius, we've called it breakthrough, we've called it, you know, smack them around the face, kick them up the arse, whatever it took sometimes for Jill to get me to do stuff. She's violent. Yeah. So the BeCollaboration membership offering is very simple. It's to evolve collaborative skills, instill culture and values, align and build community, doing the due diligence on each other. That's what the non-beknowns and the Genius slots and who here has recently done their first core value in front of the room? Nick, I know you have, but not that long ago, yeah, because you've now done Genius and non-beknowns, so you've accelerated. So those are us seeing you in front of the room and getting to a sense of who you are and what you're about. Us as in us, not me and Jill, right? So doing our due diligence. Would you go into a project with Colin? Would you bring him in on something? Do you understand what he does? You know, and that's done. And that's done through one-on-ones, non-beknowns, Genius slot, masterclasses. What do you think that's all about? What did you think that was all about? That was all designed for us to, one, put you through some training or getting clear about what makes you special and unique and what your offering is, and then also being able to do that outside of here.
You sneaky bugger.
Sneaky bugger. Relationship. Now this, I've got to say, is one of the most important parts of all of this, right? Relationships builds trust, and then from there, we're creating possibilities. And the possibilities are endless, because we're amazing. We're amazing. So, the community's getting built, right? And we're starting to create and push the talent out into the projects. So as we push that talent out into the ISO, the Quest, engage, be inspired. Jill, what else? We've got podcasts, websites. You know, I love Kay for one thing, if there's one thing. She said, oh, your website's a bit crap, do you want me to deal with it? We went, yes, please, and she just dealt with it. You know? And, you know, and there's... It was really and there's loads of examples of this, either related to BeCollaboration or nothing to do with BeCollaboration. People coming together and going off and doing stuff. And we always said, you know, I always said, If they get together and do stuff together, and as they play nice, they learn and they mop up after themselves if they mess it up, we're all go, right? What did they learn? Bring the learning back into the community, right? So as we're pushing that talent out into offerings, now we're at the stage we want to create commercial offerings in the market. Okay.